Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a collective moon update for this full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. How are you guys doing? How are you feeling? How's the energy been treating you? If there's anything you'd like to share, I'm always all ears. I always want to hear about, what's going on, what you've been going through, what's the energy like, or if you have anything to share about like previous readings and if those resonated and how and why. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear. I hope you guys are all doing well out there. I know these have been some pretty crazy times. There's a lot going on. I feel like that's always the case. Every time I say, like, oh my God, it's been crazy, it's been intense, there's so much going on. It's like, when is that not the case? But it just, like, it doesn't let up, right? It's just like, there's always something big and intense that we're moving through together as a collective. So I'm extending my warmest hugs, all my love, all my support to all of us, to everyone around the world. I love you all so much. We're all in this together and we will get through, okay? We will rise up. This is why we do these readings, why we get together periodically. I choose to do it, to align it with the moon cycles, but it's for that purpose. It's, so that we can kind of come together and support one another, help uplift one another. My intention is always to provide some kinds of guidance and support so that you can take something useful and meaningful with you from this, from these messages. Just for this time to navigate your life, whatever you may be going through. I want to open the possibility for whoever's here watching, for the divine to touch your life in some way, for God to touch your life in some way, for you to feel that presence and for you to know that you're not alone. Okay, so we are having a full moon today in the sign of Sagittarius. I'm going to go ahead and link below the new moon in Sagittarius that we had, so that you can check back with that reading to see if any of the themes that came up then are things that you've moved through, things that have matured, things that you're able to reflect upon, maybe to close out, or possibly you're still working on it. Possibly those messages could really still be relevant today, could really still be helpful. I always feel like there's a connection. So I always do recommend that you go listen to that reading. So yeah, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, it's such a beautiful sign. It's ruled by Jupiter, so it's a very expansive sign. It always wants to grow, to become more, to expand, to become bigger. So this can be done through spirituality. I correlate the Sagittarius energy to be like one that is very righteous, one that is very moral, that really lives in line with spiritual principles or religious principles, where there is something higher that they are connected to, that they align themselves to, that they follow. And I don't mean like just Sagittarius people, I mean the energy. This is how I perceive this energy to be. So you could be noticing these kinds of themes of people wanting to do better, to abide by some kinds of higher order, teaching, wisdom, again, religion, spirituality. I also correlate the Sagittarius energy with higher learning, education, with travel. Again, anything that is expansive, anything that's expanding, anything that's going to grow you, or that's like in support of growth. Whether you're traveling, like literally traveling, or whether you're, reading books and learning about other cultures or other religions or foreign teachings, foreign knowledge, things that are new for you. These are all Sagittarian themes. For me, it's all about like rising up, becoming better, gaining wisdom, learning more, attaining more, gathering more of something, knowledge, experience, reach, friendship, connection, wealth. So let's see then what Spirit wants to communicate to us today for this full moon in Sagittarius. If you guys would like, you can take this moment to close your eyes and take a couple deep in and out breaths just to settle your energy, to invite stillness, to be present as you can in this now moment, so that you can open yourself up and become receptive to the messages that Spirit would like to give to you today. These messages are always intended to be for the highest good of us all, and they are always going to be aligned with universal truth, unconditional love, and divine law and order. So I'm going to give you guys a couple moments to settle in while I go ahead and start on this spread. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled out all of our oracle cards. So first we have power and readiness. And then we have Kuan Yin with kindness and nurturing. And I'm not even going to attempt to say that name, but it's forgive. We also have double mission. Lightworker, Starseed, serve the worlds by being you. We have you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. We have I remember, soul plan versus destiny. The fated life versus destiny life. I think we got this one last time as well. We have trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. And then we have messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Okay, so let me see what we have here. I am going to pull tarot, but I like to get a little gist with the oracle cards first. So let me see. What am I feeling for us for this full moon in Sagittarius? What messages does Spirit want to communicate with us for this time? I'm hearing a Michael Jackson song. It's like, do you remember when we fell in love? We were young and innocent then. I don't know is it called. Do you remember? I don't know. That was random, kind of. But okay. So yeah, it's just again, I feel like we touched on this message a little bit last time with the new moon in Gemini, where it's like, just be yourself regardless if you feel like people are going to accept you or validate you or not. It's just like staying true to yourself and not betraying yourself, and you know, like continuing on in that journey, on that path, really getting to know yourself and letting that kind of shine through, letting that, you know, come out, being very transparent, like with whatever that is, with who you are, with your likes and your interests and the things that are important to you, your values, you know, and living your life according to what's true to you and how you feel about things. Okay, I feel like because right now it's like it's a volatile time, right? I live in the US, but let me know if you live somewhere else, like how is it for you? Do you also feel like right now is a time where you really have to be clear about like where you stand on things, what it is that you support, what it is that you are upholding, you know, because I'm hearing that when you don't stand up for something, if you just stay quiet, then you are on the side of the oppressor. So there does come a time where you have to like distinguish yourself and you have to say, this is how I feel, this is where I stand, this is what I'm going to protect, this is what I'm going to defend. So it could be kind of like on a grand scale where you're feeling like you have to do that with Sagittarius energy. I am thinking big picture, right? Like grand scale. But it can also just be in your own life too, like needing to stand up for something in your own life and like, you know, stand firm with it and not back down, not falter. Like, this is who I am, this is what I believe in, this is my truth, you know, because by doing that, I feel like you are going to inspire other people to do it, or you're going to attract people that also feel how you feel, and then you guys can come together and can like join forces, you know. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely about communicating like your truth and where you stand, because something about you doing that is going to bring balance, you know, and to make sure that you aren't like succumbing to like whatever it is like placed on your lap, like whatever it is that is expected of you, making sure that it's actually truthful to you and to who you are and to what you represent and to what you believe in, and like what you want to see come alive in the world, the changes you want to see in the world. Don't succumb to things that aren't really truly yours, you know what I mean? To like your conditioning, your indoctrination, all of these things. I actually have a video coming out. It is very Sagittarius coded. It's literally already uploaded. I just have to create a thumbnail for it, so it's gonna come out very soon if it's not already out. But it's about mass schooling and like the indoctrination that takes place there, and how, you know, it's not really supportive of like your true, authentic, genuine self from developing and from truly coming out, for you to like have the time to cultivate that. As a child moving through adolescence and young adulthood, it's something that isn't really supported or taught or encouraged. The system that's in place encourages other things, and usually what that means, it's like you don't really ever get to know yourself, or like know your heart, connect with your heart, connect with how you feel about things. So you're never really sovereign, you know what I mean? Like there's always something else that's like taking the wheel, that's influencing you, influencing how you view the world, how you perceive things. And so when you're living a life like that, it's easy to fall into a life that's more fated, where it's like it's expected. Something is expected, you know, the way that you view the world or how you move through the world, your beliefs, your world's view. It's like it's expected because this is like the conditioning that you were raised with, but you can break free. You can break out of that. You can become sovereign. You can be you, you know, because by being you, like it's healing. You know, you teaching people or you showing people how to break free, how to break out of it, how to be yourself, how to stay true to yourself, how to get to know yourself, how to stand up for something, protect something that you believe in. It's like, again, it's bringing harmony, it's bringing balance. It's like you're showing people like that something else is possible, that something else exists. You're showing people a different way, you know, that we don't all just have to fall in line and stay victims to the system or whatever, like in whatever way that we were influenced and shaped and molded. We don't have to stay there. We don't have to continue to be a victim forever. We can break free. Spirit is telling us that we are ready. We are ready to take control. We are ready to take our power back. There's so much power that we have, and we just have to tap into it. And like we're ready. We're ready to tap into it. We're ready to be powerful and to take the wheel and to be, you know, in charge of ourselves and our lives, and to be like, you know, our own influence. Like there's nothing else that has power over us. Like we're the ones in power. We're the ones in control. Like remembering our power and like really, again, tapping into it, being powerful. They're saying to step in, okay? And then, you know, there's a message here about forgiveness and about kindness and nurturing. So this card, I always take it as an indication to like be kind and nurturing to yourself, you know, to like make sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're eating good foods, that, you know, a lot of self-care, a lot of like self-love, and just being very sensitive and kind and loving to yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve good things. You deserve to be comfortable. You deserve the best of the best. You know, so like making sure that you are loving yourself, you know what I mean? And supporting yourself and nurturing yourself. And also leading with that, like leading with love and kindness and compassion and consideration, and being cooperative and being kind, you know, wherever you can be. And then forgive. So I feel like this could be taken in different ways. Like we could forgive ourselves. We could forgive ourselves for like our past selves, you know, when we didn't know, when we didn't have awareness. Excuse me. When we didn't know better, when we didn't have awareness, when we didn't have a certain kind of wisdom. You know, it's like forgiving your old self, like an old version of yourself. But it could also be like if you need to forgive someone in your life. And forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean you know, that you have to like be in touch with someone, or that you have to justify their wrongs, you know what I mean? mostly when we forgive for ourselves, to give ourselves like peace. And it's just like, yeah, I forgive you, I understand, like you're only human, or you have your own limitations, I forgive you. Even if like you want nothing to do with that person, if you want to be no contact, you can still forgive someone and still choose to not be in contact with them, choose to not have them in your life. And when you forgive, you're not saying like, oh, I'm gonna forget about it, or oh, it's okay, what you did wasn't that bad. Like you're not justifying what someone did. You're not saying it's okay. Just having compassion and like understanding like for like where they're at, their level of awareness, you know, their circumstances, and just like being able to see the oneness in everything, and like the humanness. No one's perfect, and it's like, okay, I forgive you. You know, I know that you don't know better, or whatever it is, even if it's something that you can't really like get past or get over, in the sense of like I you're unsafe, you know. Like you can forgive someone and still deem them to be unsafe to be like in your presence, like to be in your life. It's like, I don't trust you, I forgive you, but like you're unsafe for me, so I therefore like I don't want you around me because I can't trust you, but I forgive you. But yeah, let's go ahead with the tarot to see what further messages Spirit would like to give us to navigate this time for this full moon in Sagittarius, or like for the next 2 weeks. Maybe something that's coming out here could be helpful for you, could be beneficial. Let's see. Okay, yeah, they're saying like you have to be, again, like in the driver's seat of your own life. They want you to take initiative. They want you to be bold, to be confident, to like, you know, take action when it comes to your life. It's like, this is my life. Like, I'm not gonna let nothing influence me. I'm not gonna let anything make any kind of decisions for me. I'm not gonna let anything else but me like have power and have say and be in the driver's seat of my own life. I will not be a bystander in my own life, you know. And it's kind of like having that energy and having that courage and having that belief in self, you know, having conviction in yourself, in your life, in your path, in your truth. You know, it's like, I put myself first. I love myself. I'm not going to sacrifice myself or betray myself, because I feel like, you know, we're taught to want to be a part of the crowd. We want to feel like we belong. We want to feel like connected to something. And so sometimes we could kind of do that like at the expense of ourselves, you know what I mean? And they don't want you to do that anymore. They want you to embrace your weirdness and to face your true north, and to let that be what inspires you and what moves you and what drives you, is your truth, instead of like, well, I just want to belong. Because what they're showing me here is that it could happen like so out of nowhere, or just like very what's that word, like it could be very automated. It's like without you even noticing that you're doing it. You could be, you know, trying to conform or trying to fit in. You could be like lying about something, not being genuine, again, because you are looking for like that outside validation. And you could be so used to doing this that again, like it can just happen like very like spontaneously. Like if you're an autopilot or something, like it's just like a habit or like a pattern or something that like kicks in and like you just do it. So Spirit wants you to be stronger than it, you know, to be stronger than those impulses, to be present, to be aware, and to not let those impulses that make you not be true to yourself, not stay true to yourself, not, you know, don't let those take over, because they're saying that could be a problem here. This could be something that you need to work on. So yeah, you know, I feel like you're just figuring it out still too. Like maybe we don't have the answers, you know, of like exactly like how is it that we are meant to serve, like what is our place in the world. So I'm seeing that like we're putting things in motion, like we're still trying to plan for things, we're still trying to see like, what is my place in the world, like how am I supposed to serve, what is my truth, like how do I want to contribute, you know what I mean, what is my function, what is my purpose. And we're still kind of like maybe discovering that, or if you've already like discovered it, it's kind of like you're still putting things into place, like getting all your ducks in a row, You could still be like in that planning phase. So if that's the case, no matter where you are on your journey, Spirit wants to remind you that, you know, trust the timing. Time is not running out. You know, that's another thing that we could be indoctrinated into, is like, oh my God, I'm taking so long, it's taking years. Or, you know, it's like, you're right on time. Okay, you're right on time, no rush. Life is about like a slow progression, a slow unfolding. It's about being present. The indoctrination that a lot of us receive, it's focused on outcome. It's focused on like the result and like getting there quickly, and like, how can I get there as soon as possible? And so Spirit wants to remind you that, you know, it doesn't always work like that, especially when it pertains to like yourself and getting to know yourself and discovering yourself and what's in your heart. Like, it's gonna take time. So don't feel rushed. It's okay. I know that you might feel like, oh my God, it's taking me so long, it's taking me forever, like I'm a failure. That's not true. Again, this isn't what's encouraged, like to take time, that slow movement through life, getting to know yourself, getting to know who you are, like, and what your purpose is. Again, like, what is your function? It's a slow unfolding. So no rush, no rush. The key is to stay present and to become a master of the present moment. Because when you feel like you're in a rush, or you're losing time, or you're just trying to get there as quick as possible, like, they're saying that that's you not being true to yourself. That's you still conforming to something. When you're trying to be strategic and like, what's gonna get me there quicker, or what's gonna get me more respect, or what's gonna get me more money, or, you know, they're showing me specifically that it's time, like that you don't have patience, or some of us may not have patience, or we may think we're failing or something because we may be taking a long time. But it's okay, you're not failing. If they're saying time is not running out. So take a look at what ways are you still like conforming to something and not staying truthful to yourself. Because it doesn't matter how long it takes, you know what I mean? If it means that you are going to be aligned with your highest potential, with your highest truth, with, you know, your happiness, with your contentment, with your purpose, with your dharma, if it means that that's where you're headed and that's where you're aligning, then let it take the time that's necessary. Because that's like the ultimate thing that we could be doing and working towards. So like, just go with the flow is what this is saying. Yeah, I just feel like your journey, like your entire journey, it's like people can learn from it. You know what I mean? I feel like your whole journey, what you're doing and the way you're going and how you're handling it and how you're showing up and how you're connecting with your truth, you know, how you're uncovering those things, the plans you're making, like all of it, you know, it's like you are an embodiment, a living embodiment, a living example of the path, of the way. I'm seeing someone here on a journey. So it's kind of like your entire journey is the way and is the truth and is teaching a lot of people around you. You know, it's like you're the example. Like your whole life is a message, you know, it's like it's bringing, like, again, harmony, balance. It's showing people the way. It's showing people how it gets done. It's like you're giving people guidance, like a blueprint almost, but it's kind of like, it's not a blueprint because it's everybody's path is their own, but it's kind of like by showing people how you're connecting to your path, then you can show them like how to connect to their own unique path, like showing them the blueprint of like maybe like the attitude you need to have, the perspective, so that they then can connect to their sacred contracts and responsibilities and what's, you know, highest and best for them. Because really a lot of people are just stuck because like they don't think they're capable, they think they're lacking in some way, they have some kind of lack mentality, some kind of victim energy, like where they think they're a victim or they think they're helpless. But if they see, you know, people like us, you know, like you and me, stepping in and like stepping into our power, you know, being strong, being courageous, taking responsibility for our life, not letting the things that were imposed on us, not letting those things win, not letting those things take over, being able to rise above those things. Which reminds me, Sagittarius, it's the centaur. You know, the centaur represents Sagittarius. So that's, you know, half horse, half man. And it's representative of overcoming, like overcoming those lower bestial natures and becoming man, you know? How they say like humans are much more refined than animals. You know, like animals, they say like they don't have the ability to like come in contact and to come in union with the divine, with God. I mean, I'm sure they do like in their own way, they're part of creation, but I mean like consciously, like they can't consciously choose to like meditate and to like, you know, connect to something higher and to evolve and to refine and expand, you know, but we can because we're human. And so it's kind of like, don't waste this precious life. Like, if you're human, why waste any time? Like, why waste this precious life? Like, let's evolve, you know what I mean? Let's unite with the divine. We are capable of it as humans to do that. So that's what Sagittarius represents. It's like going from beast to man, knowing that as humans, we have that capability, and to wanting to live out our greatest potential and really doing what we have to do to unite with that. Really like outgrowing and letting go of, again, any of those things that were imposed on us, or our lower natures, like being able to rise above and not let those things take over. But it's like we're taking our power back with our free will. We're choosing to evolve and to connect to something higher, to something greater. And by doing this, by taking this road, by taking this route, it's like you are the message. Like you are a living representation, a living embodiment of what it looks like to do that. And then you can inspire other people to do the same. So yeah, you guys, it's just a message about connecting to your highest potential and staying true to that path. And, you know, by you being you and doing that, it's like you're being of service. You're showing people how to do that as well. You're opening the way, or opening the door, or showing the way, shining a light, and fulfilling like any sacred contracts you have on the way. And being a conscious creator, right? Stepping into the destiny life versus the fated life. So yeah, guys, that was our message for this full moon in Sagittarius. I truly hope this message has served you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you'd like to dive deeper into your personal situation, I do offer personal readings. I will leave my email in the description box below so that you can contact me in case you're interested. I'd love to connect. I'd love to work with you. Thank you so much for being here with me today, for sharing your time and your energy. I hope to see you guys around here again very soon. Take good care of yourselves, and until next time, bye.